What's going on, guys? This is Gainz Gaming. Today we are going to be talking about a KVK1 whale who is over 200 million power in KVK1. This is in Kingdom 2777 and they are currently in the middle of KVK, but we found a whale here who is over 200 million power in KVK1, which if you didn't realize, that is a lot of power to have in KVK1. He is currently in Alliance 77C hashtag, otherwise known as Classy Strangers. You can see here their power is 2.7 million power and their Alliance gift level is level 21. So that is very high for KVK1. That is not very typical, and it is most likely from the contribution of this whale in KVK1. So we'll take a look here at Alliance members. Here he is, CS Alfaðir. He is 209 million power. We'll take a look at his account here real quick. You can see his highest power is 211 million, so that means that they most likely just started fighting in KVK1. You can see he is at 464,000 dead troops. So not a whole lot, but you know he's going to have a lot of dead troops from this KVK. For resources gathered, he is at 867 million. So he does gather. He's also helping out people with resources. 1.1 billion resources donated. And then 342 million kill points. We'll take a look at what those kill points are. And obviously in KVK1, this is going to be mostly T4 and under. You can see he is fighting a little bit of T5, but a majority of his kills is T4, which would be expected in KVK1, just because you don't have a lot of whales in KVK1 that actually have T5. That's typically KVK2 and 3 is when you start getting a lot of T5 players, and then Season of Conquest is when a majority of people you're fighting have T5 or are just using T4 and are able to use T5. And so I was talking to Alfaðir here today, and he did send me some of his gear as well because he does not have any in his camera roll. I would show some of his pictures here. He does have some funny memes on there, but probably not appropriate for YouTube and for monetization, so I won't be showing them on here. But if you want to take a look at it, feel free to look up his profile, take a look at the pictures. Some of them are pretty funny. Just know that they could be a little bit raunchy, so take that with a grain of salt. But we'll take a look at his gear here that he sent me, along with his troops as well inside of his city in KVK1. So you can see here, these are his troops currently. He has 7.6 million T5 infantry. He is the Viking civilization, so he does have the berserkers. Then he also has 3 million cavalry and 5.1 million archers. He does also have a little bit of siege, mostly in T1. He does have a little bit of a mix of the T4, T3, T2, and a little bit of T1, but obviously he could upgrade those to T5 pretty quickly. Most likely just has them for events, just quickly upgrading stuff for higher troop power and just getting troops trained a little bit faster. But you can see he does have 16.39 million troops, which is pretty crazy for KVK1. 159 million total power just from troops alone, which would be expected because he is fully maxed out in tech and buildings. And you can see here kind of in the top left, he is at VIP 18, so he does have VIP 18, which is pretty crazy as well. We can take a look in the top right here. He is at 2.4 million gems, which is absolutely insane. You know that he is maxing out every single event, every single wheel, getting all the commanders he can, getting all the gear he can. And speaking of gear, let's go take a look at his marches and see what he's using on those marches. So this is his first set of gear. You can see right over here, he does have a lot of commander's expertise. He does not have Ethelflaed expertise yet, probably because you just really can't get her expertise in KVK1. Maybe toward the end of KVK1 if you get lucky on the chests from Expedition, but it does take a little bit of time to expertise her. You can see here he does have double C expertise, YSG, Charles Martel, Richard, Elcid, and even Thutmose, which is pretty great for KVK1 because he is a very good archer commander to have in KVK1. You saw he did have mostly archers over cavalry, which makes sense. So he's most likely using Thutmose and YSG for his archers. And then obviously you're going to be using Charles Martel and Richard for your infantry. You can see here he does have a very good infantry set for KVK1. He has the Eternal Empire, he has the Hope Cloak, and he also has the weapon that gives some attack. Special Talented, of course, which is pretty great, pretty reasonable compared to the Eternal Empire shield that I currently have, that I kind of regret crafting just because it's pretty similar to the two swords here that give basically 17% attack instead of 20. So basically the same amount, but just one's epic, one's legendary. So very good set of gear here on his Charles Martel. And then here is his Thutmose. So obviously focusing more on archers. He does have mostly legendary, no special talents yet, but he does have the Silent Trial and Delane's Amulet here on his Thutmose III, but very good set of archer gear, very strong for Thutmose III. Probably using this for rallies in KVK 1. They're going to be pretty hard for people to defend against if you have a 200 million power whale who is rallying with Thutmose and just able to swarm all your flags down. It's pretty impossible to defend against that. So that's pretty crazy for his Thutmose III. We'll take a look here at his Minamoto. He does have mostly epic gear, very good set of epic gear, almost all special talented. He also has, I believe, the VIP 17 weapon here, which is the only way you can get that weapon. And even though it is not the best weapon for cavalry, it's still pretty decent pickup if you're gonna get it from the VIP chest anyway. And then here we have his Richard I. He has mostly epic gear here, not all special talented, but he's rocking the shield. He's getting some extra march speed here as well for his Richard, which definitely needs it. And so you'll most likely see him special talent these two pieces here relatively soon, with more events coming out, getting more blueprints. And then finally, he is also having gear on his Kusunoki. And so this is most likely his 5th march here. He has special talented set gear here for his Kusunoki. He also has, of course, the sword that is really good for defense. Overall, very good set of gear on Kusunoki, who is a very good commander in KVK 1. He also, you can see, has Hannibal Barca expertise tier. Most likely uses him as a secondary or just has him expertise to have him expertise. As you can see here, these are his 5 primary commanders that he's using in his marches. So obviously this will change as he gets to KVK 3, but pretty crazy set of gear for KVK 1, especially his archers and his main infantry. So archer set, very good for KVK 1, better than my current gear for infantry, which is pretty insane. And then also his set of infantry, he does have all of his iconics on Charles Martel, so I would guess that he most likely garrisons with his Charles and then rallies with his Thutmose, just because those are his 2 really good sets of gear. He also puts his iconic on his Charles Martel, so he is most likely a garrison captain as well in this kingdom. We can take a look here to see what he has for his commander tab as well. Iron Guard, he's got Richard I, Knighthead for the troop defense, and health for Charles Martel. Of course, the charge captain with Thutmose for the archer rallies, and then Drill Master Minamoto has the 1% troop attack. Overall, this is a pretty crazy account for KVK 1. It's not very often you see someone in KVK 1 have 209 million power. This is an absolute whale that you almost never see in KVK 1. Absolutely insane that he has this much power this soon in the game. You can see he's very new to the game. And so obviously he did start in this kingdom. Not sure if he did a jumper, but if we take a look at his alliance, it looks like a lot of people have his same icon here, which is pretty funny. And so we got the Classy Strangers and then whatever their name is. So Classy Strangers Spidey, and then obviously Classy Strangers Alfaðir. If you guys enjoyed this video, please drop a like and subscribe. If you guys know any other whales in KVK 1, KVK 2, or even KVK 3 and 4, send them my way. I can review their account here. I can also reach out to them just like I did Alfaðir here and kind of just get some more pictures of gear and get a little more background on their account if they don't have it in their album. But once again, if you guys enjoyed this video, please drop a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thanks again for getting me to 1,000 subscribers. Pretty crazy how fast we got there on this channel. And once again, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.